Welcome, my dear students, for online class from Odhayan English Center. Dear students, now I am going to discuss on English second paper for the HSC students. Today's topic, changing sentence, Barishal Board 2017. Barishal Board 2017. Read the text and change the sentences as directed. Jim and Della sacrificed their dearest passions in order to buy Christmas presents for each other. Compound. Dear students, notice carefully this sentence. You have to change it to compound. But question, is this sentence simple or complex? You have to identify this sentence simple or compound. So dear students, notice you have guessed this sentence. Is this sentence simple sentence? Dear students, in order to plus b1 or 2 plus b1, in order to is a phrase, it by Bangla meaning jonno. 2 plus b1 and it works as 2 plus b1, and the students as like as 2, there is no difference between in order to and 2. So if you find in order to or 2 plus b1, it means infinitive phrase 2 plus b1. It means infinitive phrase 2 plus b1. If you find this tools in order to or 2 plus b1, you have to change into compound. You have to come compound, and so you have to come and so in the compound sentence. Students, firstly you have to write subject. In this sentence, subject Jim and Della. In this sentence, subject Jim and Della. Firstly, you have to write G-E J-I question A J-I-N Jim, A and the end, D-E-L-L-A, Della, Jim and Della. First you have to write subject Jim and Della, and then you have to set want to or wanted to. Want to or wanted to. The students notice in this sentence, principal verb sacrificed, it is B2 form. This verb, the form of this verb is B2. So you have to select, you have to identify or select, you have to set put W-A-N-W wanted to, W-A-N-T-E-D wanted to, you have to set wanted to. You have to set wanted to, and then you have to write next part of this sentence after in order to. You have to write next part of this sentence after in order to. You have to write next part, buy Christmas presents for each other after in order to. B-U-Y, by C-H-C-H-R-I-S-T-M-A-S, Christmas, P-R-E-A-C-N-T-S, presents, F-O-R, for, E-A-C-H is O-T-A-C or other. And then you have to say and so, A-N-D-N-S-O, so. And then you have to set up principal clause. The students, Z Mandela, as Z Mandela is noun as subject, so you have to set pronoun. You have to use pronoun as subject in this sentence. Z Mandela as pronoun is as pronoun they. T-A-C-Y, they. As you have to write, sacrificed their dearest passions before in order to. Before in order to, you have to write next part of this clause, principal clause, sacrificed their dearest passions before in order to. Before in order to. SACRI, sacrificed, FICED, sacrificed, THEIR, DEAREST, dearest, DEA, dearest passions, positions, POSSESSIONS, positions. Dear students, it has been compound. You can make simple to compound by using these tools. Question B. Jean and Della had an ardent desire to give her husband a worthy gift. Della had an ardent desire to give her husband a worthy gift. Dear students, notice previous sentence, previous question A. There is no difference between question A and B, but here it is said changing into compound. Here it is said changing to complex. But this sentence is simple, and this sentence, question B, the sentence is simple. The students, in order to, notice, in order to, and 2 plus b1, in order 2 plus b1, 2 plus b1, there is no difference. It is very interesting. Only one rule used has been between two sentences. The students, Della, firstly, you have to write, first is, Della had an ardent desire before two. You have to write, first you have to write, Della had an ardent desire before two. Why changing into complex? Firstly write, DELL Della, ACD head, ANN, ARDENT ardent, DESIRE desire, and then you have to set so that, S also, TACT that, instead of 2, the students 2 plus B1, if you find 2 plus B1 while changing into complex, you have to come so that, and you have to structure subject can could may might plus B1 plus extension. Dear students, firstly you have to set subject Dela. You have to come, you have to bring subject Dela from principal close. But you have to use pronoun instead of Dela. SAC she. This was notice you have to set can, could, may, might, but it is here. So you have to use can, could. As dear students, why don't you could? Why don't you use could? Why don't you use could? Because had, the students principal, notice principal clause. This is Della had an ardent desire. This is principal clause. And to give her husband a worthy gift. Infinitive phrase, dear students, and this is the verb of this sentence had, and it is B2. So you have to use could, 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 and you have to write give her husband a worthy gift in his before 2, after 2, after 2. The students notice you have to write give next part of this sentence from give her husband a worthy gift before 2. The students write GIV gift, ACR her, ACUS BAND husband. Husband a WORTHY worthy GIFT gift. This one's you can change it to simple to complex by using these rules 2 plus B1. In this way, going to next question C. Jim also thought how he could give his wife a nice gift. This student notice you have to change into simple according to the order and question this sentence simple or this question complex or compound. Dear students, notice how this conjunction is used a complex sentence in the complex sentence. So this sentence is complex and you have to come of plus B1 plus ing or 2 plus B1. You have to come of plus B1 plus ing formula. You have to come of plus B1 plus ing in the simple sentence. While changing into simple sentence, you have to come of plus B1 plus ing. The tools, the name of tools of plus B1 plus ing. If you find how subject, thought, hope, thing, that thought, you have to come plus how, plus subject could, would, might, plus positive sentence, and you have to come of plus B1 plus ing. You have to come of plus B1 plus ing changing into simple sentence. The students, firstly you have to write Jim also thought. Okay, my dear students, you can write Jim, Jim, ALSO, also THOUGHT, thought. And then you have to opt, instead of, you have to set, you have to use opt instead of how. Of, and you have to cut from he to could. From he to could. You have to cut he could. From he could. You have to cut before give. You have to cut he and you have to set B1 plus ing. Giving. You have to set give B1 plus ing giving. GIBING giving. And you have to write next part of this sentence. His wife a nice gift. HISS WIFE wife a NIC nice GINICE nice GIFT gift. Students, in this way you can change into simple sentence by using these rules. Going to next step, question D. Della saved a scanty amount of money for this. Students, passive. You have to change into passive. This sentence is active. You have to change into passive. Firstly, you have to identify subject, principal verb, and object. But question, is auxiliary verb in this sentence? Is any auxiliary verb in this sentence? Dear students, there is no auxiliary verb in this sentence. Dear students, 24 auxiliary verb. There is no 24 auxiliary verb in this sentence. So this sentence may be B1, B1 plus S or yes, or B2. The students, subject Della and set B2. So you can get, if you get B2, you have to bring extra word was where. If you find B2, form B2, you have to use extra word was where according to the rules of voices. This was firstly, you cannot select or identify with prepositional object. Any prepositional object with prepositional object. The students, prepositional object, you cannot select prepositional object. The students, Della, in this sentence, Della subject, said verb, and a scanty object, a scanty amount, a scanty amount of money. This is object. And this is prepositional phrase. Dear students, first you have to set object, a scanty amount of money, right? A SCANTY, scanty, AMOUNT, 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 amount of MONUI, money, amount of money, and you have to set auxiliary, but in this there is no auxiliary in this sentence. You have to set auxiliary verb, but there is no auxiliary verb in this sentence. So you have to go to next step. You have to set extra word according to the form of verbs. This form is B2, so you have to extra word was, where. The students a scanty amount of money, singular subject, so you have to use was. A scanty amount of money, you have to use extra word was, was. And you have to set B3 instead of B2. The students, B2 and past form and participle form. That is to say, past form and participle form are same. There is no difference. So you can write set. S-A-B-E-D, set. And you can write for this of this sentence. F-O-R for T-H-I is this. Or you can write for this in the int of this sentence. The students firstly by Dela for this by Dela. F-O-R for T-H-I is this, B-Y by D-E-L-L-A. The students, this sentence has been passive. You can change into passive by using this formula. Going to next step, question E. The students notice, Jim was one of the sincerest husbands that we have ever known. The students, you have to change into positive according to the order. The students, question, is this sentence positive, superlative or comparative? First, you have to identify, is this sentence superlative or comparative? The student notice, one of the plus adjective 3, one of the plus adjective 3, one of the plus adjective 3. This sentence is superlative degree. So, while changing into positive degree, you have to come the formula very few dot dot s plus adjective 1 plus s. You have to come very few, the formula very few dot dot s plus adjective 1 s. Firstly, the students, you can write very few, B-E-R-Y, very, F-E-W, very few, and then you have to plural, you have to write next part of this sentence before adjective, after adjective 3. After adjective 3, you have to write next part, husbands that we have ever known, after adjective 3. You can write H-U-S-B-A-N-D-S, husbands, T-H-A-T, that, W-E, we have, H-A-B-E, have, E-B-E-R, ever, K-N-O-W, no, K-N-O-W, known. And you have to you have to use plural verbs. This one notice, was, were. Only in this group, to be group, and in this group, past groups. Present group or past group. Present group, amnesia, past group, was, were. So, was, were, two verbs, only two verbs, was, were. You have to set was, were according to this subject after very few. The students, W-E-R-E, you have to write. And you have to use ASS, and you have to set sincere instead of sincerest. sincere, 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 ass, gym, and you have to set subject of this sentence. Subject, gym is subject in this sentence. So you have to write JIM, gym. Dear students, in this way, by using this formula, you can sense into positive. You can sense into superlative to positive. Dear students, thanks for all. See you next time. If you like my video, if you search my video, you will share. Especially, you have to subscribe my channel if you want to get my video updating while updating